Good. Well, his house is nearby. Come.
People don't tend to come out for flowers when it rains. Perhaps I should try selling door to door.
Maybe, but I don't know. So where are we going? We are going to... Pin Evidence has a large mansion nearby. It's located on the same street as the bookstore.
Do you know anything about this?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
Baker Street. I think we're going the wrong way. The same street. Could it be this street they're talking about? Over here, perhaps?
Not much further now.
Is this lousy attitude of yours because of my altercation with Inspector Lockhart? Did he put you up to this?
Sir, the inspector has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you the same thing I tell anyone seeking a missing person.
Good day, gentlemen. Forgive the intrusion. Captain Stenwick, this is my colleague Sherlock Holmes, the consulting detective I told you about.
At last, a professional. This useless officer refuses to do anything about Kimmy here, my missing servant. What was your name again? I shall be certain to inform your superiors.
Sergeant Ruffles, and it's my superiors who made this decision, sir.
Have there been other disappearances lately?
Of course, here and there. But when life is tough and opportunity comes knocking, you can't blame those who answer.
Why has the police department decided not to help?
We investigate murders, thefts, fraud, arson, real crimes. A servant walking away from his master is not our highest priority. That said, if we find Kimahia breaking the law, we'll be sure to notify Captain Stenwick. Now, I must be off. Best of luck in your search.
You heard that, didn't you? The way that man spoke to me. I shall need your written testimony, then we can lodge a complaint.
Captain, perhaps Mr. Holmes' time is better spent learning about your servant, so that he may begin his investigation.
Ah, yes. Quite right. Fire away.
Right, let's see.
Tell me about Kimahia.
He's foreign. A Maori. All the way from New Zealand. Biggest man you've ever seen, and as strong as two. Dark hair and fearsome tattoos. He doesn't speak a whit of English. Never bothered to learn. But I made do with pointing. I invested a lot of money in him, so he must be found.
When did you last see your servant?
Kimmy here normally brings me the morning papers, but yesterday I had to get them myself.
Oh no.
He must have escaped the night before yesterday.
Escaped.
May I see your servant's bedroom?
His shack is in the garden. You can't miss it.
Did you search the room?
Of course, but only to check he wasn't lying dead inside. Everything seemed normal at a glance.
Is there any reason Kimahia may have left?
I should think not. He had all he could have wanted. Gainful employment, new clothes, and all the cabbage he could eat.
Oh yes, all the cabbage he can eat.
Did Kimahia make off with anything of value?
Heavens, no. I would have mentioned it to Sergeant Ruffles.
Still, he must have fled with some money on his person.
No, no. I kept his wages in my safe. For security.
I take it this is the first time Kimahia has vanished?
Undoubtedly. The man seemed terrified of the city. I think it was all the noise. He never left this estate. Should he cause any damage, I will bear the responsibility, for it was I who rescued him from savagery and brought him here to England in the first place.
All right, Captain. I think I have enough to get started. We shall first take a look around the mansion.
Go ahead. I'll be here, mentally drafting my complaint.
He sounds almost like he's a slave in the shed. He lives in a shed in the garden. Over there. Is that his home?
Looks like a knee print. Chewing tobacco. A shoe print, roughly size 11, with a worn-out sole. These are a workman's boots. Someone knelt here. The amount of chewing tobacco suggests they were waiting a while.
Amazing, Mr. Holmes. To read the ground like an open book.
With enough clues, Sherlock can use imagination to reconstruct the past. Okay, over there. Okay, yeah, sure. In a moment.
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right. The rag reeks of smoke. Someone plugged the chimney.
Oh, to make him pass out?
Impressive. The sack of grain retained the shape of an impact. Someone hit their head here. A small navy spyglass. Clothes made of Hessian. Is Stenwick really so miserly? No air coming through it. No air coming through it. Button chops. The remains of a meal.
What is this?
A heavy chemical odor. Lend me your nose, Doctor.
Ah, I'll never forget that smell after my time in Afghanistan. That's an opioid, Mr. Holmes, a narcotic.
The ashes are long since cold.
Alright, we have two.
A scrap of Hessian. These were sturdy boxes. It would have required a serious blow to break them. Is this a Tanifar, a Maori water spirit, or something else?
Either way, it's giving me chills.
A Maori nose flute. Ngurus, they're called.
I'm not sure if there's anything else in here.
Who could have left these tracks? They seem fresh.
Well, look at that. We need to get in here.
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right. The door to your garden has an interesting lock.
Yes, I have uncommon locks on every door of my mansion. It makes them harder to pick. Kimmy here and I both had a set of keys.
I'll need to borrow them.
No, you'll need to do what I tell you to do. Examine the garden.
Well, I need to get in there.
I will not be long, Captain.
Can I find it anyway? Like this way? We cannot. But in that case, then we need to do that thing. That's not right. Right? I cannot do anything.
No air coming through it.
No, this is not right. We need more.
Where on earth are you going with this? Are you joking? Why would I know this? I thought you were meant to be intelligent.
I came across a pile of Hessian clothes in the shack. Are they Kimahir's?
Yes. I had to give him something to clothe himself. He seemed unfazed by his bare skin, but I found it distracting.
Is this spyglass familiar?
I don't recognize it.
Could it be Kimahir's, perhaps?
I doubt it. I never saw him with it, nor could I suggest how he might have come by it. Where on earth are you going with this?
Do you happen to know Kimahir's shoe size?
I wouldn't have the foggiest. But I'm sure it was enormous. Not that it matters. He spent his life barefoot. Despite my best efforts, he simply did not take to shoes.
Has Kimahir ever indulged in tobacco?
No, the man doesn't even drink.
Are you certain? I found chewing tobacco in the garden.
I controlled Kimahir's expenses since he struggled with the currency. I would have known if he used tobacco. Why are you still here?
Interesting. Let's go in here. Where does Kimahir's trail lead? See here. Footprints, shack. Yes, I think that one. Not sure why we have these. Chewing tobacco, spyglass. So when it goes green, does that mean it's correct? I think it does.
If you find my man, I have a marvelous whiskey with your name on it.
Well, maybe, sir. Maybe, but I think I need to investigate the tracks.
Someone moved a cart to this spot and then took it elsewhere. Can't see it anywhere in the garden.
Right, that's more like it. So I have, if I understand this, I have 3 choices here. Yeah, I think that one. And let's see in here. I don't think so. But it looks like someone's face. So what if he was dragged there? He could have fallen. Yeah, maybe that. What? But what is the difference? I want smoke. Should be like that then, perhaps. And he was not over here, there was someone else. Something like that. We're missing one thing. Oh yeah, that's true. That's great. We're missing that.
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
To the left. Okay, we have everything. There we go. One is wrong. What's over here? Well, in that case, it has to be that one.
Surveilling from afar, the intruder waited for a window of opportunity. When Kimahir went to sleep, the man crept up to the shack and slipped narcotics down the chimney pipe, then blocked it with a cloth. Kimahir inhaled the sedative and fell into a deep sleep. The intruder tried to move him, but the man was heavier than expected. The intruder fell on the sack and dropped his spyglass. In order to transport the servant, he had to use the cart. The final challenge was opening the garden door. Luckily for our intruder, Kimahir had the key in his shack.
Remarkable. It makes total sense.
Oh, great. Well, I haven't missed that one.
You'd best have found something by now, gentlemen.
I fear that someone may have spied upon Kimahir. Likely the owner of the spyglass I found earlier. It appears they were watching for some time, as there was an impressive amount of chewing tobacco on the ground.
And your point?
I found the residue of narcotics in Kimahir's brazier. There are several explanations, perhaps your servant's recreational interest, or an attempt at poisoning.
Cut to the chase, Mr. Holmes.
You said that you checked the shack earlier. Did you notice the cart tracks near it? Now, one ought to expect a servant to make regular use of such a thing. Indeed, I would have overlooked the detail were it not for the cart's absence. If, as you say, Kimahir never leaves your estate, then where did it go?
I expect answers from you, Mr. Holmes, not questions.
I won't keep you in suspense any longer, Captain. Kimahir was abducted by the owner of the spyglass. When your servant fell asleep, he slipped a narcotic into Kimahir's brazier to make him sleep even more soundly. In order to carry a man as large as Kimahir, the intruder stole the cart and rolled him right out of your garden.
Now, hold on. All this simply to tell me what I already know. Why haven't you found him yet?
I only arrived a moment ago. It is, frankly, incredible that I have already deduced so much.
Every second you dawdle here, waiting for me to stroke your ego, is another second wasted. I'm not interested in the how, the why, or the who. I am only interested in recovering my investment. Spare me the claptrap, boy, and go and fetch my servant.
What did you call me?
The point is, Captain, we're telling you this for a reason. The intruder fled through the garden door, and we need a key to follow his trail.
Well, then you should have led with that. Here you go. I hope you'll return soon with good news. And in the meantime, please teach your companion the art of brevity.
What an ass. We were already asking about the key earlier.
Sturdy rope, professionally tied in a Portuguese bowline. This knot is often used by sailors to create a bosun's chair. A strange substance. I have my suspicions based on the color and consistency, but would you care to hazard a guess, Doctor?
Is it chewing tobacco?
Roy Soulsby. Could that be the name of our man?
Well, it's odorless, but from the way it absorbs water, I'd say
Oh, never mind.
saltpeter.
Then we're in agreement. Well done. Wheels picked up grass along the way. Kimahia's cart, I gather.
But do we, yeah, we have everything, I think. But then what? So it's... No, wait. Sailor's not. We appear to have two correct. I'm not sure why I still have these. Was there a notable feature of the abductor? Sailor knot, I would say. Also the spyglass. And I would say the footprints. He was indeed a sailor. A particular knot, a spyglass, and the footprints of a working man's boots. They all add up to one conclusion. Kimahia's abductor is a sailor. All evidence points to the Port of London. We now know that Kimahia's kidnapper is most likely a sailor, that his wallet bears saltpeter residue, and that there was a recent saltpeter accident in the Port of London. Everything suggests that to find Kimahia, we must head to the Port of London. There is no time to lose. It is vital that we find a cab to the Port of London immediately.
The Strand proved not so useless after all. The saltpeter accident. Doctor, do you recall?
The Port of London, of course. The footwear, the spyglass.
Indeed. We shall need to take a cab there.
Well, have I done everything here though? I don't think there's anything left for us here right now, so...
Where to go?
The Port of London, please. I will show you where to stop.
We're in chapter 2 already. Well, that was fast. That was really, really fast.
Mr. Holmes, what a compelling mystery we have stumbled upon. Perhaps I have the premise of my next novel.
One kidnapping does not a story make.
Stop! A black cat crossed before us. It's a bad omen.
Do not take you for the superstitious type, Doctor. Such things are mere fantasies, tricks of a feeble mind. One imagines a physician would keep a surer footing in reality.
Perhaps, before the war, my time abroad was difficult. Once, I came across an Afghan, bleeding, who I could not save. He pressed a rosary into my hand. A gift, he said, so as to gain God's favor. After that...
Dr. Watson?
Yes, well, I shan't get into details, but sometime later I found myself lost in the desert. Dehydration set in, and things grew ever more dire. The man's words came to me. I said a prayer and placed the rosary on a rock. A gift to gain God's favor.
And you were rescued.
Yes. A detachment of British soldiers found me.
To whom I'm grateful. Without their diligence, you would not be standing here and I would not have this case.
I'm sure you have another explanation prepared, Mr. Holmes, but I think I shall cling to the occasional superstition all the same.
To each his own, Dr. Watson. So long as it does not interfere with my methods, do it. We must press on, cat or no cat. The question remains, why abduct Kimahir?
Okay. Our code is a bit bugged. Proceed to open the case, we can pin the evidence.
Oh, hardly a reputable establishment.
I've seen worse. Greetings, miss. I'm hoping you can help us.
We shall soon see.
I heard tell of a recent explosion in the port. What do you know of it?
Ah, yes. Something exploded in a ship's cargo hold. Caused a terrible blaze. The sky was red with smoke till morning.
Where precisely did it occur?
The ship sank near the third pier, next to the dockyard.
Vomit stains. A little too tight. Where all the morning sickness. Distended, a little too tight, chapped lips. Is she unaware of her pregnancy or tries to hide it? But I'm not, I never, well, I don't know. I mean, maybe. Well, surely she should know. She tried to hide it. Probably.
Your clothes are already tight and soon they won't fit at all. How far along are you?
I thought I'd hidden it better. How did you know? Are you a doctor?
In a manner of speaking.
He's not. He merely has the ego of one. I apologize, miss. Mr. Holmes is fond of his observations, but I am the doctor here, not him. Do you need any help?
I'm fine, thank you. I would rather not discuss my condition, nor let word of it spread.
Fair enough. We will not do that.
My colleague and I are seeking a burly man, above average height, with workman's boots.
Half my customers, then. Your description hardly narrows things down.
Are you familiar with a Roy Soulsby?
Roy Soulsby? I know the name, but he's not one of my regulars. My guess is that he works somewhere around here.
So that's it.
What can I get you?
Well, hello. Can I pet you? Hey, you look a little bit shocked here. But yeah, I sing you praise. I don't think there's anything. Ticket. Missing person, help. Gareth is missing for a week. Please tell me if you see him. Has died in the port shantytown. Red rag over the house entrance. Well, now let outside. So yeah, this is a shantytown. A red rag over the house. Why is that one like that?
Help me, please.
I can't tell you because I don't know.
Can I ask you a question?
Oh, you're fortunate. I will help you.
The man usually wanders closer to the dockyard. What about this?
Can I ask you a question?
I can't tell you because I don't know.
Fair enough. What about here?
Hello, lad. Is this where I may find Dea?
You read the poster? Yes? You know where my brother Girves is?
Sadly, no. Well, not yet. I want to speak to Dea. Is she around?
Amma, my mother. She got sick after the fire. Big red smoke. She couldn't breathe, so I took her to the doctor. Now I am in charge.
Where did you last see Girves?
He worked at a, warehouse. This man, Roy Soulsby, gave him the job. He paid him a necklace.
Do you still have the necklace that Soulsby gave to Girves?
Girves left it near the, shrine. I tried to sell it to buy Amma medicine, but